Bona fide Hollywood legend Kevin Costner has recently told fans exactly what he thinks about the slew of Yellowstone spin-off shows, and the John Dutton actor, who has played the role for each of the 4 seasons of the hit Paramount show, has even alluded to the fact that there could be even more in the works. Today, we're discussing what Kevin Costner thinks about the Yellowstone spin-offs, so don't go anywhere. First up, let's take a look at the spin-off shows. Just before Christmas last year, the first of many planned Yellowstone spin-off shows dropped in 1883. The show serves as the origin story of the Dutton clan and chronicles James Dutton's Tim McGraw trek north across the American Midwest in search of a forever home with his family in tow. The show centers mainly around James' daughter Elsa, the free-spirited youth who finds love along the way, but ultimately meets with a tragic end. They eventually find their way to Montana with the help of some natives, where they lay Elsa to rest. Another one currently in the works is 1932, which will serve as a kind of sequel to 1883, but will focus on events around 50 years later. It's thought that John Dutton, James' son and Yellowstone John's grandfather, will take center stage for this one, and we think it will tell the story of how the ranch developed into the behemoth we saw in Yellowstone. And there's also a third spin-off currently under development called 6666, or The Sixes. This one will be based on the real-life ranch in Texas, which is apparently the 9th largest in the Lone Star State. Expect to see a ton of rodeo, barrel racing, and everything else that comes along with life on one of Texas's biggest ranches. Which of the Yellowstone spin-offs are you guys most looking forward to seeing? Let us know down below. Next up, we're discussing Costner's thoughts. Stay tuned. So Costner, who has starred in hit movies such as Waterworld and The BodyGuard, has recently been giving his thoughts on the Yellowstone spin-offs currently in the works. His character of the Dutton family patriarch only appears in the original Yellowstone show, but could he make an appearance in some of the others? Well, obviously there's no chance he appears in the prequel shows, as the character wouldn't have even been born yet, but there's a chance he could pop up in the Sixes. And Costner said, "I have no doubt we'll see more spin-offs. I didn't even know about the spin-offs that were coming. I just kinda do my thing, hit my marks, and go, wow, this thing's really going well." However, we haven't had any word just yet on what might come after 1932 and the Sixes, but Costner seems to believe we are in for yet more spin-off shows, which we love the idea of. 1932 should fill in some of the gaps for us between the events of 1883 and Costner's Yellowstone, giving us more of an idea of how the family became one of the most influential in the state and how nothing happens in Montana without John Dutton getting wind of it. Whatever happens going forward, it's probably safe to say that there are plenty more stories to tell in the Yellowstone universe. What do you guys make of Costner's comments? Give us your thoughts below. Next up, news of Yellowstone Season 5. So far, fans have been treated to 40 episodes of the hit show, which focuses on the Dutton family's dominance of Montana. But some fans aren't entirely happy. They've complained that the seasons simply aren't long enough, and the showrunners have gone some way to rectifying these concerns, as it has been recently revealed that the upcoming 5th season will be a jumbo 14-episode installment. It's thought that the 5th season will delve into the fallout of Jamie's treacherous murder of his own biological father, and also go into the gubernatorial election in more detail. While we're not too sure on any new characters just yet, we're pretty sure all of the main players will be back in action on the Yellowstone Ranch. Filming for this one is already underway, having started earlier this spring, and it's thought will soon be coming towards the end, so post-production and editing will be next on the agenda. And it's even been rumored that the 5th season, which will be split into 2, will drop its first 7 episodes towards the end of this summer, which we are super excited about. It's thought that the first half of the show will be used to introduce the upcoming Taylor Sheridan project, Tulsa King, starring Sylvester Stallone, while the second half will introduce 1932, which we can't wait for. Are you guys excited for Yellowstone Season 5? Let us know below. More from Costner now about things fans always ask him about. Of course, being the star of one of the most successful TV shows in recent times brings with it a certain amount of attention, and Costner has recently revealed what fans want to know about the show most of all. The cast recently sat down to discuss certain cliches on the show, and Costner revealed he's often asked about his on-screen daughter, the feisty and often vicious Beth Dutton. Costner went on to say that the only thing that probably isn't realistic about the hit show is the amount of people the crew of ranchers actually murder. He blamed the public's need for drama, but also suggested that the rest of the show was pretty realistic, saying, "I mean, the loyalty that Cole's character Rip shows mine, think about it. When anyone changes the trajectory of your life as a young person, falling away without a family, and suddenly coming into one and being treated roughly at first, but with the nature of love, there's no cliche about his loyalty." The Postman star went on to speak about how fans always want to know what he's going to do about Beth. He went on to bemoan how some fans actually think what they see on TV is real life, even referencing a golf movie he made called 10 Cup, in which he played a character who finished second in the US Open. He explained that when some people watch him play golf, they wonder why he's not actually that good. Hilarious. Ever wondered what Costner is like in real life? Don't worry, we've got you. As you've probably noticed, John Dutton can be a pretty intimidating character. Not in Beth's league, but still pretty intimidating. And one of his Yellowstone co-stars has stopped by to give us the lowdown on what the man himself is actually like. Ryan Bingham, who plays the musically gifted Walker on the hit show, has revealed that Costner is actually pretty easygoing in real life, explaining that he has his own particular ritual of shaking hands with everyone on set before filming every day. He said, "We're always joking backstage and things like that. It's interesting how light and fun it is when you're on set and we're playing around. People are chasing around horses and things like that, but then when you see the show, it can be pretty dark." Bingham, a celebrated artist in his own right and fellow Oscar winner, said, although his first day working with Costner was pretty intimidating, he soon relaxed once the legendary actor showed him the passion he still had for the work. Kelly Riley echoed the singer's sentiments when she revealed that Costner is one of the nicest, most generous actors I've worked with, before going on to say that we get on so well and we have this real fun relationship. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty wonderful. He's so incredible on the show. I really respect him as an actor and the work he's doing. I just love what he does. I could watch him all day. I'm learning a lot from him. Who's your favorite character on the show? And finally, some Michael Bay news. Film director Michael Bay has recently claimed he would be interested in directing an episode of our favorite Western-themed drama, Yellowstone. The director, who's more synonymous with action movies, claimed that Yellowstone is a fun show, but while he usually likes to create the world his shows are set in himself, he could potentially be persuaded to make an exception, saying, I would not want to do Star Wars 5 because, like Ridley Scott said, the toughest thing for a director to do is to create the world. But that might be fun. The horses and the Stetson hats and the beautiful landscape. It's a fun show. While many fans may be a little wary with someone like Bay coming on board, having never directed a Western and known more for his intense, often silly action shoots, we do know that writer Taylor Sheridan is generally open to having new talent on the show. I mean, he put Faith Hill in 1883, so anything is possible, really. What do you guys make of Bay's interest in directing an episode of Yellowstone? Let us know below. As always, thanks for stopping by today, and remember to join us next time for some more fun and games. Also, why not do us a solid by liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channel. Bye, guys.